on Roosevelt's ability or possible solution to the economic depression. Maybe that's why he won his third term in a row. Roosevelt ran against Wendell L. Willkie, which is a ridiculous name, because he owed his experienced hand to the service of his country and humanity. Ta-da.
Alright, so, and now after Roosevelt has declared neutrality, he and Congress are, passing something extremely neutral to ensure that the entire world knows how neutral we are in this world war. He has just sent through the London Lease Act, which is most definitely neutral. Yep. Although there's a bit of controversy over that, a lot of controversy over that, and Hitler himself is saying it's an act of war.
In recent news, Joseph Stalin and Adolf Hitler have clashed when Stalin has opposed German control of the Balkans. This has led to the passing of the Atlantic Charter, which dictates the aspirations of the democracies after the war. In other news, German U-boats have recently been attacking U.S. armed and unarmed ships en route to Europe. The destruction of ships such as the Greer, the Kearney, and the Reuben James have led to President Roosevelt to declare a shoot-on-sight policy.
This just in response to the U.S. embargo placed on Japanese goods and oil, the Japanese have led an aerial assault on the naval base of Pearl Harbor. This came as a shock to many Americans due to officials from Tokyo still being in Washington negotiating new terms. And here's what President Roosevelt has to say about it.
This just in. New German dictator Adolf Hitler has recently occupied Poland along with other European nations. President Roosevelt has finally decided to start preparing for war with the Nazi-Soviet pact between Adolf Hitler and Joseph Stalin. Also, Britain and France have recently declared war and are in desperate need of our aid. President Roosevelt has claimed that this could be a potential huge boost for our economy. Alright, let's go.
And now we have a war forecast to show what Europe will look like throughout World War II. World War II began when Nazi Germany and the Soviet Union signed a non-aggression agreement. Germany and the Soviet Union then invaded Poland. Great Britain and France were forced to declare war on Germany to honor previous agreements with Poland. In the beginning of 1940, Germany invaded Denmark and Norway. Germany then began attacking countries in Western Europe, forcing France to sign an armistice agreement. Italy then joined the war on the side of the Nazis and invaded southern France. The Battle of Britain ended in a defeat for the Nazis. Italy then invaded Egypt. Slovakia, Hungary, and Romania joined the Axis during this year. In 1941, Bulgaria joined the Axis powers. Germany and her Axis allies, without Bulgaria, invaded the Soviet Union. Germans were driven from the Moscow suburbs later that year. On December 7th, Japan bombed Pearl Harbor, leading the USA to declare war on Japan. This led Germany and its Axis partners to declare war on the USA.
Да здравствует наша славная Родина!
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live.
In 1942, the Declaration of the United Nations was signed by 26 Allied countries. During this year, Germans began a U-boat offensive along the east coast of the USA, and German air raids began against cathedral cities in Britain. The first American forces also arrived in Great Britain during this year. This is the year that mass murders of Jews by gassing began in Auschwitz. Also this year, the first deportations from the Warsaw Ghetto to concentration camps occurred. Treblinka extermination camp opened for the first time. The first all-American air attack in Europe also was this year. And Hitler ordered the execution of all captured British commandos. From mid-1942 to the end of the war in May 1945, there were extensive bombings reducing Germany to rubble.
The
remainder of the war was spent forcing German forces back and liberating concentration camps.
The United Nations have inflicted upon the Germans great defeat in open battle, man to man. Our air offensive has seriously reduced their strength in the air and their capacity to wage war on the ground.
Товарищи,